everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm coming with another reaction video, and the video we're going to be reacting to is 13 Inappropriate Circus and Kids Shows, and it's by Danger Dolan. So let's check it out.
Danger Dolan. From sex jokes that couldn't be more obvious to quips about how parenting ruins dreams, we count 13 of the most inappropriate kids show messages. Today I'm joined by the voice actor Shima, and we've got a super special announcement at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Number 13.
Johnny Bravo. It's no secret that Johnny is all about the babes, but the jokes go above and beyond the realm of children more than once. For instance, when little Susie, a toddler from next door, asks Johnny to come to her party, he tells her to ask again when she's 15 years older and in a co-op. Then there's also the part where a woman is blindfolded to play a game with the kids, and she says, "I can't remember the last time I was blindfolded." Oh wait, yes I can.
Number 12. Fairly Odd Parents. So this was a wacky show about a kid that is very
I love this show.
any wish he wants.
That's a great show. I think they still play it. They still have like new episodes coming out.
At one point, Timmy takes a paper towel to his room and asks not to be disturbed. In another episode, Timmy asks when his dad's dreams are shattered, to which his dad replies, "How old are you?" I have no idea who thought that was a good line for a show intended for children. Number 11.
Justice League. You're almost certainly familiar with the concept. The DC heroes go flying around saving the day, but there's an episode with a joke that no well-raised kid will understand. Flash is showing off how fast he is, ending his boast with a, "I'm the fastest man alive." But then Hawkgirl says, "That probably explains why you can't get a date." For a man that can outrun himself, it certainly took him a second to get that jab.
Number 10. Dexter's Laboratory, a show about a kid's genius. Pretty clean show for a good 99.99%
I used to love this show. That was a great show.
Time. But of course, adults cannot resist inserting their opinions and jokes in inappropriate times. The only one that stands out in the show is when Dexter goes next door and sees a woman that has Dad's trophy plastered on her ass as if she were plucked from a political cartoon. Not only that, but Dexter looked pretty pleased with the view. Number 9.
Hercules. Greek mythology is full of sex and horrible tragedy, and Disney did a good job sidestepping all of that in their rendition of Heracles' tale. Hercules is the Roman name for the same guy. But even though they went through all the effort to take out the really bad stuff, they left in a reference to Oedipus, which is a tale of a man that has sex with his mother and tears out his own eyes. Also, there's a frame where you can see a minotaur in the shape of a penis, which might be an accident until you look at what happens after he lands.
Number 8. Rugrats. Of all the shows on this list, a cartoon about babies, this is the one that really should be clean as a nun's bookshelf. But there's a couple
I used to love this show too.
The parents tune to the
That
show.
was a great show
One of them
on
is in the
Nickelodeon.
movie where a baby complains someone cut his cord. Then another peers down his pants and says, "Consider yourself lucky." Then there's the scene where the grandpa brought home movies, one of which is Lonely Space Vixens, his personal favorite, but only after the babies have gone to bed. Number 7.
Ed, Ed, and Eddie. 3 kids run around.
That was my show too. I love this show.
Some form of Edward, if that weren't already obvious. And Eddie shows himself to have a dirty mind and also an energetic hand. He makes a pun about doing a snow job, and then there's Eddie's room, which is the room that parents have nightmares about. Just look at it. Tissues everywhere and innocuous white stuff on Double D's face. In another scene, there's post-it notes everywhere, all over the house, and on one of them it quite clearly says, "Don't touch yourself."
Number 6. Arthur. In one episode of this Moral Jam show, there's a homage to various different cartoons. All of them make sense to give a nod to. That is except for the South Park reference, where Arthur is laid down in front of alien zapped, and then his clothes come off, and he looks pretty disgruntled. Sure, kids aren't going to get the reference, but still, it's pretty damn inappropriate to put in. Number 5.
The Flintstones are notorious for their cigarette adverts, but you can't really blame them for that. It's just indicative of the era they were made in. But in one episode, Barney and Fred go to get a costume, and Barney says he's going to get a costume that makes him look tall. To which Fred retorts, "What, another head?" Then Barney replies, "What would I need 3 for?" That's pretty damn overt.
Number 4. Animaniacs. A Steven Spielberg-produced cartoon series, believe it or not. There's a lot of satire in the show that seems pretty clearly intended to get parents to watch as well. But one joke is my favorite in this list. A brother asks the sister to...
I'm sorry everybody, my computer was just about to die. You may have heard that noise. I had to plug the charger back in, but anyway, let's get back into it.
Get fingerprints. She then comes back with the missing a prince. Then the brother says, no, fingerprints. Then Prince gets all excited before she says, I don't think so, and Prince gets sad. Number 3.
Rocco's Modern Life. This show has a bunch of adult references, like Heifer the cow doing something conspicuous under the bedsheets, and Rocco working at a sex line. There's also Heifer on TV playing with sausage and a slug security guard reading
I used to love this show.
But the best of them all is Rocco.
There's a whole bunch of old shows on here I used to watch.
Only to discover that the fruit he pinched was actually attached to someone hiding in the bush. The person hiding then runs out, holding his crotch. Nothing subtle about that one.
Number 2. The Simpsons. It's arguable whether or not this show is entirely kid-appropriate. God knows most of the Western adult population loves at least the first 10 seasons. But either way, unlike Ren and Stimpy, The Simpsons is actually watched by many children and it needs to be recognized. There's this sign, the initials spell out shit, the Mr. Plow episode, if you think about it, Bart knowing why Miss Hoover got her name, Do Not Touch Willie, the needle exchange that Otto is disappointed is for sewing, and so many more. But I'll mention another 2 because it's The Simpsons. The sign here says Sneed's Feed and Seed, formerly Chuck's. Now what rhymes with Chuck that begins with F and S? Lastly, there's the Fuzzy Bunny sex ed class where 2 bunnies are implied to go at it off screen, but then Edna says she's faking it. Number 1.
SpongeBob SquarePants. There's no arguing that SpongeBob is for kids. It has the lowest possible age rating anywhere you go, yet there's a bunch of hidden jokes in it completely intended for adults. Let's start with an obvious one. The Krusty Krab in Bikini Bottom. I hope I don't need to spell that one out for you. Then there's Squidward sticking a vacuum on his crotch. SpongeBob with a boner nose, and Patrick mishearing SpongeBob saying, your genius is showing, getting panicked and hiding his crotch. The best one is when SpongeBob is hiding in the sand and there's a yellow cylinder coming out from the sand. And Mr. Krabs says, please tell me that's your nose.
Danger, Dolan, what super secret surprise do you have for us? Well, internet
Alright, everybody. So, I guess kid shows aren't safe these days. They had jokes like that. You know, children are supposed to be watching this, and they have things like Dr. Bendover and Sponge. It's crazy, but yeah, that was a great video. If you have any more suggestions, please leave them down in the comment section below. I will see you guys later. Peace.
Look, this bitch, I spend them bands off in this bitch, and you know my bitch, yeah, I can't keep my hands off of this bitch. Look, man, I'm stunned, yeah, bitch, I'm stunned.